Bisocial intercourse in a linear reality. A few thousand years ago or so, in a small village near the Caspian Sea, a panhandler works the local market during the moon festival. Poorly dressed, yet clean and shaven, the beggar's eyes catch a local merchant peering out an alley tavern window, observing the beggar as he works his way through the crowd and stops at the tavern entrance. The beggar bows his head while stretching out his arms as both hands clasp an empty wooden rice bowl. The merchant eyes shift back to the business at hand before the distraction, collecting debt from the tavern keep. Their conversation ended after the merchant alluded to the idea of the keeper's daughter and marriage as debt consolidation to the best interest of the maiden-in-waiting. The young girl of 14 was unaware that these men were so concerned about her future and well-being. The merchant had lost interest in the conversation as he caught the beggar's eye outside the tavern window, now stepping over the tavern door threshold. The merchant had received spiritual training under a well-known guru, but was discouraged by a question every truth-seeker must ask upon reaching the threshold of heaven. Must I sacrifice individuality for universal self? The tavern keep barks to the unwanted guest. I am not telling you again. Stay out of my home. Go to work like the rest of us. Nothing in life is free. The merchant's eyes shift back to the unwanted beggar and recognized him in the tavern light to be the mystic of village gossip. Give this man a coin and good fortune to the generous. The merchant turned back to the keeper and said, Hold your tongue. What talk from a man who cannot find a pot to piss in to a man that owns his own rice bowl? The tavern keep said nothing and eyes the unswept bar floor. The mystic, dressed like a local fakir, neared the merchant standing at the bar, defying the angered tavern keep, held at bay by the long wooden bar separating the men. The beggar bows his head while stretching out his arms as both hands clasp an empty wooden rice bowl. The merchant grabs his purse, heavy with gold and silver coins, that had been positioned on the bar, suggesting a large dowry to the family of the bride-to-be. His large hand pushes open the drawstrings as he pulls out a small silver spot, then drops it into the beggar's bowl. The merchant then asks, Tell me, enlightened one, is life not meaningless to endure, knowing in the end the soul is dissolved like a drop of water into an ocean of emptiness? The beggar raised his bowed head and said, Tell me, merchant, is not heaven meaningless to pursue if the price is a coin at the bottom of an empty rice bowl? Ungrateful fool, barks the tavern keep. You see, says the keeper as he eyes the merchant, money for begging, and he is unhappy with it. Perhaps he would like some venison and strong drink with his rice. But don't dare ask him, he'll be deeper in your purse for a plate for his friends, a little music, and perhaps a gold piece for a whore. The merchant responds, You say the village sage is a fool with his money. Yea, and the biggest of he who wasted on him. Is what you say true? A man without a pot to piss in and a beggar who owns his own rice bowl? The innkeeper responds, Sir, 20 years as your servant and slave to your inn. Yea, I must be the biggest fool to work for nothing. The merchant knew the innkeeper to be dishonest. His ledger was always tainted. Little did the innkeeper know, the merchant had sold everything he owned and was prepared to offer all the gold and silver now packed in his large yakskin purse as dowry for the innkeeper's daughter's hand in marriage. The merchant shoves the heavy purse against the belly of the keeper resting on the bar and says, Keep his bowl warm with food, his cup full, his bed with clean silks, and serve his friends as your own family. When I return from the mountain, harvest on the first moon, with a purse as heavy as this, even the biggest of fools could pay his debt and own his own inn and ask any price for his daughter's hand. Make your mark or tally stones to show your kindness upon my return. Let it be known, not one silver be gone that has been served him and those he calls his own. The now penniless merchant smiles as he strains to understand the foolish folly of a dying self, dissolving in timeless eternity. The tavern keep eyes the merchant's shining face, bursting with light as he makes his way out of the tavern, stepping over the threshold, merging with the sea of humanity, gathered at an ancient marketplace celebrating the festival of the moon.